Tell me what's wrong with my skin color so that I can understand why you don't like me. Hey guys, my name is Brittany, aka Brit Smiley, and today I'm going to be talking about a topic that I've dealt with probably all of my life, and it's just being dark-skinned in a world that just loves light skin. So obviously I'm going to be talking about colorism. Enjoy.
Pretty girl got her own wit. Pretty girl got her own grip. Pretty girl got her own shit. Keep her nails done, hair done, bag on thick. Pretty girl got her own wit.
Okay, so this is a weirder video for me because I'm just starting my YouTube channel and I don't want to start any drama and I don't want to come off as a negative person or anything, but this is just something that has been a constant thing in my life since I've been a kid, and this is something that I've always wanted to talk about and to help younger girls that are as dark as me or maybe close to my complexion or even darker than me to know, like, hey, you're beautiful and you don't have to go through what I went through with insecurity wise of dealing with dark skin. So I wanted to, and that's kind of what my channel's around. My channel is supposed to be a safe place for girls who look like me or don't look like me or just are dealing with insecurities to know that you're beautiful regardless of what anyone says. You're beautiful because of what you are, what you possess. So I'm going to be talking about colorism today because there seems to be a lot of talk about a lot of YouTubers and that's why it's like kind of upsetting me, because a lot of the talk is with YouTubers that I used to look up to or like I used to watch ever constantly, or YouTubers that I even have in my phone playlist because I listen to them. So obviously if you know where I'm going, you probably are like, excuse me, she's going to be talking about Queen. And yeah, I will be. I'm going to be talking about the Ace family, excuse me, or just, I'm going to be talking in general, but there are some people that I'm going to be mentioning just because I've seen a lot of the videos of people talking about what they've said. But this is no way to bash people. This is just to bring awareness to a problem that has been ever constant in the black community or just in general for people of color. So I don't really know how to do this because I didn't want to write notes. I wanted it to come from the heart. And I don't want, if this video gets any good, like I don't want like people from the Ace family or like Queen Naija fans or Corey fans or just anybody's fans to come at me like upset or say that I'm hating, because I'm not. I actually like these people. Like, I was subscribed to the Ace family and I was subscribed to Queen and I was subscribed to Chris and Queen. Like, I was subscribed to these people and I watch their videos just like majority of you do. But let me get into the point because I'm kind of rambling. As you can see, it's pretty obvious that I'm dark skinned. I have been made fun of all my life for being dark. It's something that I have dealt with ever since I was a kid. People have always been mean to me about how dark my skin was, to the point where I used to hate how dark I was. I would lie and say, oh, this is just the color I am because I went outside all summer. This isn't how dark I am. I only became this dark because I moved to Florida. When I was in Jersey, I wasn't this dark. Excuse me. And I used to make up these excuses for the way my skin was, and they weren't true. Like, I've always been this dark. This is how dark I am regardless. I could stay inside for a year and I will be this dark. I'm just a dark-skinned person, and sometimes some lighting makes it look like I'm a little lighter than I am, but I'm dark-skinned. I look up to people like Nima Tang because our skin complexions are similar. I believe she might be a little bit darker than me, but we're similar. And so when it comes to colorism, a lot of people, they don't realize that they're being colorist, but they'll say comments like, oh, you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl, so I'm not pretty just for being a girl. Oh, no, that's not what I meant. I'm just saying you're pretty for a dark-skinned girl. Oh, so you're saying I'm not pretty for being a girl. I'm just pretty in the category of dark skin. But if you compare me to a light-skinned person, I'm not pretty. Is that what you're trying to say? Or it's the statements when, or it's like, look at the beauty industry. I will go to Walmart and go try to find foundation and I will not find my color. The chances of me finding my color are like 1 out of 10. And if I do find my color, there's probably like 1 left. Or they never stocked it fully. It was probably stocked with like 3 things. How's that fair? And as a young girl growing up, how do you grow up thinking, well, I'm pretty, if the beauty industry calls all these women pretty and they're like 4 shades lighter than you? Or when companies like Beauty Blender come out with shade ranges that have 2 dark shades. in order to look diverse. You're not diverse. Stop playing with me. Stop playing with my emotions. Just because you see that everyone's coming everyone's coming for these companies that aren't using darker complexions, don't use my skin color, putting one pigment that looks like my skin color, and say you're diverse, because you're not. You're a colorist. You don't care for dark skin, and that is what it is, and it's not right. And when people make comments about dark skin in any negative light, it's not right. Bringing down any skin shade is not right. Colorism is a social concept. It's not something ingrained in us. We are taught to hate. We aren't born to hate. And the beauty industry doesn't make it any easier for girls or boys that look like me to love themselves for who they are. I have a friend in particular who at one point, she was telling me a story of how her family doesn't like her skin color. They're constantly making fun of her for how dark she is. And she's lighter skinned. But because of the culture that her parents were raised around, her skin is too dark for their light skin. And she's constantly talking about how she's too dark, she's too dark, and she's way lighter than me. And then I'm sitting here listening to her conversation, and it's like, well, what would your parents think of me? What would your parents think of my dark skin? Or when I go out with my friends and I see all the guys looking at my light-skinned friends and they happen to just glaze over me. I'm like, is it because I'm too dark? Is it because I don't look like the light-skinned girl? Is it because my hair is too coarse? My puff isn't as big as hers because her hair texture is looser? You tell me what's wrong with me. And that's the thinking that I grew up feeling. Like, you tell me what's wrong with me. Tell me what's wrong with my skin color so that I can understand why you don't like me. And I'm here today to say that there's nothing wrong with being dark. There's nothing wrong with being a dark-skinned person. And I'm starting to cry because, for one, I'm a crybaby. And for two, this is something that really upsets me. But there's nothing wrong with being darker complexion. You are beautiful regardless of what your skin tone is. You could be as white as a sheet or as dark as the night. You are beautiful. And the beauty industry needs to learn how to appreciate everyone's beauty and not just use it for publicity. Not use putting 2 shades out so that everyone will get mad at you, so that your company has more hype and more pub and everyone's talking about your company, and then 4 months later you come out with new shades. No. Come out with everyone's shade when you come out, period. When Rihanna came out and I saw her shade range, I was so excited. I was so excited. And a lot of people talk about Rihanna's shade range. I was so excited because she tried to include everyone. And yes, people's shades were still missing. Like, I know the in-between shades are constantly being left out and they matter too. But it's like, when she came out with her line, everyone thought that was a new standard. Okay, I'm going to come out with 40 colors. 40 shades, 30 shades of pale, and then 10 shades of medium. No, 8 shades of medium and 2 shades of dark. That's not diversity. And I'm glad the lighter shades are getting the shades they need, but what about your darker shades? What about your medium shades? You know how hard it is to find a contour for me? Because companies don't make it that dark. But it's possible. They just think it won't sell. And I get it, it's a business. You have to look out for your business. But you know, Rihanna sold out multiple places of her darker shades. Her darker shades were the ones that weren't staying on the shelf. Companies, colorism is a thing that's so deeply rooted that people don't even realize that they're doing it when they're doing it. And people will get upset. They're like, oh, why are black people always complaining? At least you have 2 shades. That's not the point, sis. Why is it that we only have 2 shades and you have 20? If you get makeup, why can't I? Why is it that your campaign runs with 3 light skins, 5 pale white girls, and then 1 dark skin? Why is that? Your beauty campaign is saying this is what beauty looks like. And if you have one, dark skin is the thing. If that's what beauty looks like, how am I supposed to feel beautiful when there are no beauty campaigns with girls that look my color? Because we're not even talking about size. Let's not even get into size, because this video is all about colorism. And going further into it, we're going to take it past the beauty industry. I'm taking it to people that I looked up to, taking it to role models. People like Austin McBroom and his comments about black girls when he's half black. And then the excuses were that, oh, he was young, it was a joke, da 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 da. No. Everyone is held responsible for what they say, regardless. And when you're 18, you are damn sure held responsible for what you say, because you know better. And it's cool to run along the train and talk about black girls, talk about dark girls, because that's what was cool back then. To diss all of us, but that's not right. Especially when your mother is a black woman and you're disregarding black women or black skin or dark skin. What sense does that make? And you have these 10-year-olds, 8-year-olds, 12-year-olds, 13-year-olds looking up to you and watching your channel and hearing all this stuff, and then you'll get comments. Like, I've seen comments on Instagram where girls are like, oh, this is why I hate being dark skinned. Things like this are why I hate being dark skinned. Things like this are why I hate being black. It starts when you're young, and when you're watching people that you look up to diss your race, diss your skin color, you grow up feeling like you're lesser of a person, or that your skin color really is ugly, when that's not the case. Your skin color is beautiful. Baby girl, your skin color is beautiful. Dark skin is beautiful. Brown skin is beautiful. Tan skin is beautiful. Pale skin is beautiful. All of our skin colors are beautiful, and yes, beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and everyone has a preference. But when you disregard or bring down a shade of girls, a shade range, in order to bring your shade up, that's wrong. You don't need to do that, because you're allowed to have a preference, but you don't need to bring them down in order to have your preference. And next it goes on to people like Queen, who has been called out now twice for her colorism comments. The first one was years ago, with her saying the nappy-headed black girl comment. And now I'm gonna read it, and I'll probably put it up on the screen. Now some people might say, oh, she's not being a colorist, it just happens to be that she said take a bleach bath. But I'm gonna read it. Girl, shut the hell up. Take a bleach bath. Like I said, when you shave and your hair begins to grow back, it also itches, you dunce. Now this was on an Instagram post she made, and someone happened to notice that she was itching her lower area during a video. Take a bleach bath. And the person who she was replying to was a dark-skinned person. In cultures, third world cultures, taking bleach baths are actually done. Chemically trying to lighten your skin is something that's done all the time. And it's done to lighten your skin because dark skin isn't beautiful. And you're telling a girl, a young girl I believe she was, a young dark-skinned girl, to go take a bleach bath. Not go drink bleach, because that would have been one thing, you know, go drink bleach, whatever, okay. You're gonna go take a bleach bath. Now, why is that? Because you knew the comment would get a lot of likes? You knew it would be funny? Because it's funny to put dark skin at the end of the jokes. It's always dark skin that's at the butt of the jokes, right? Because people will laugh, especially people who aren't dark skin. Or a lot of people will be like, I'm brown skin, I'm not dark skin. What's wrong with being dark skin, sis? Bro? Nothing. But this society has programmed us to think that there is. My skin color is no better than yours, and your skin color is no better than mine. There's literally no difference between our skin colors other than what it looks like. Me being dark skin doesn't make me any smarter than you. You being light skin doesn't make me any shorter than you, smaller than you. Like, there's nothing biologically that says there's a difference other than what the skin color looks like. And whoever made that hashtag team dark skin, team light skin, like, I want to find you in a dark alley and we can square up. Like, because that's where it all, that's things like that facilitate a societal mindset that dark skin isn't beautiful, and that's not right, because dark skin is beautiful. It is, period. Whatever people have to say is beautiful. And it doesn't need to be on the end of your campaign in order to have your public, in order to make your company look more marketable. My skin isn't a market plan. Like, if you're gonna include me because you know that these are also people that you have to reach. If I'm gonna come out with a cosmetic line, I have to come out with colors for light skin to dark skin, and light skin going all the way to pale as my wall, to dark as my hair colors, because there are people who are that light and that dark. If I'm going to come out with something, I have to be inclusive to everyone, correct? Because that's what's fair, right? But the world isn't fair. I forgot. I'm not even going to talk about the other comments that I've seen about colorism, because it's just like a waste of time. These people don't deserve my breath. But it's just like, if you have a platform, if you are in the media, you have to be aware of what you're saying. And you have to know that everything you say has a consequence, regardless of if you said it as a joke or if you said it in all seriousness. Everything you say has a consequence. And even if you don't have a platform, everything you say has a consequence. And talking about dark skin or making jokes with dark skin just for jokes or just for views and likes is wrong. And it sends a real deep look into who you are and how you were raised. And some people can't help it, you know, culture. Culture does affect you. You are a product of your environment. And if you're raised in a colorist home, you probably will show colorist attributes. But you can change that, or you cannot allow it to be right. Because we are facilitating young girls hating their skin color. And that's not right. Because that 8-year-old looking in the mirror saying she's not beautiful, it's because of you. And you being anyone who disregards dark skin, or anyone who makes jokes about dark skin, and even on the other side of the spectrum, anyone who makes fun of fair skin or light skin. Talking down on people. And I'm not perfect. I'm not saying I'm perfect. I've cracked jokes and I've said things that are wrong. Like, I'm not perfect. But we all have to be aware of the consequences, and we all have to be aware of what we say in our actions. And we can't continue to be a part of a society that allows colorism to run rampant the way it does. Because dark skin is beautiful. And I will continue to say that until my dying breath. Because at one point I couldn't say that. At one point I thought I would never find love because I was dark skinned. I had a guy tell me that he would only marry a light skinned girl. But I had the biggest crush on him. And we were talking. And I was like, so why are we talking if you're only going to marry a light skinned girl? Like, after that moment I was like, well, guess dark skin isn't beautiful. Guess I'm not beautiful because I'm not that light skinned girl. And I know there are tons of girls who feel the same way. And it's not right. And it's not okay. I'm going to close out this video because I'm really just ranting right now. And if anyone actually stuck to this end, I love you and you're amazing. But I just want to end on the note that dark skin is beautiful. That you are beautiful. And colorism shouldn't belong in this world, just like racism shouldn't belong in this world. And it probably will always belong, it will probably always be in this world. But that doesn't mean you have to succumb to it and to play into it. Just like there are people fighting against racism, there can be people fighting against colorism. Dark skin is beautiful. Period. I hope you guys enjoyed this video. It was a little different than what I usually put out, but it's something that was weighing on my chest and something that I wanted to talk about, because I don't want my channel to avoid conflicts or problems that I see in society that fueled my insecurities when I was younger. Because I don't want any young girl to ever think she's not beautiful because of what some dummy is saying. Subscribe to my channel if you want to see more content. Thumbs up this video if you enjoyed it, and comment, you know, just comment however you feel. What's your take on colorism? What's your take on the society? What's your take on what some of these people have said? I'm not trying to start any problems. I'm not trying to create hate. Like I said, I listen to Queen. I love her music. I love Medicine. I love Karma. Her EP was good. I used to watch the Ace Family, but I have reasons why I don't watch the Ace Family. Like, I'm not coming for them. Yes, it will be in my title because your girl needs views. So, but nonetheless, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. My name is Brittany, aka Brit Smiley, and stay beautiful.
Pretty girl got her own wit. Pretty girl got her own grip. Pretty girl got her own shit. Keep her nails done, hair done, bag on thick. Pretty girl got her own wit. Pretty girl got her own grip. Pretty girl got her own shit. Keep her nails done, hair done, bag on thick.